Sketchware tutorial. So today we are going to talk about the part 2 of categories. So in this tutorial I'm going to explain how if we add a category from the admin. Example, there are 3 categories and the app is installed with the user, and the admin wants to add another category, and it should be refreshed in the admin page and the app installed page also. So let's talk about how to do it that. So first of all, I will explain briefly the project I have made in the previous part. So if you don't understand this part, make sure you watch the previous video of how to make categories in Sketchware project. So in that project, I have created a firebase, which is I call the project as categories, and in that I have set a data called category and with rules of true to read and write. So this is the database. So if we go to the database, we can see we have set a data type called category, and let's go to the database. And okay, so yes, category. So this was the data that we had, and our rules was true and true. So if you have any issues regarding rules, so my next video will be about how to implement Sketchware rules, firebase rule in Sketchware. So okay, so now let's go to the project. So this is the project, Sketchware project. Okay, now let's open Sketchware, and you can see in the previous video I have created 2 projects. One is category user, and one is for the admin, category admin. So in the category admin, we are going to add another one. So in that we are just adding the database with the categories. So now we are going to add a component of firebase data, and I will put as data, and just to identify this one. Oh, it's already existing data category. Okay, and here we will put as category type. Okay, you can name it as you wish. Okay, category type, and done. So in this type, we are going to add here. So to identify more clearly, let's put a text view, and in the text we put as add category. Okay, add category. So this is something like there are 2. This is for adding the data, and this is for adding the categories. So add categories. So now let's put just one text it's needed, and just a button. And the button text we put as add category. Okay, and this text to identify, let's put as add data. Okay, so here let's put as style as bold, so we can identify. Okay, let's put as save collections, and now let's go to the collections, and let's put here also. So here we put as text as add data. Okay, if you don't understand this add data, this one, you can go to the previous video. I put in the link description so you can understand. So in the previous data, I have to add data, I have put a key like text, categories and keys with the key. So in here, when we add the data, the category actually, we have to put another, like in the category. If you go to the firebase database, in the category section we are going to add another category, like not another data type. Like the first type was the categories, and the second one should be category types. So the category, inside the category type, it will be included the categories like films, cartoons, pranks, any type of the categories. So this is the first one, and if when we add, it will add another one here, and it will say category types. So that's we are going to refresh the data and get in the data. So now let's come here and create another key called key 1, because we have already created in the previous video the key variable. So now let's create another variable called key 1 and push the key get a key from the firebase. So for that we use this block, push get key. Okay, so this is most important, and you have to get it from data category. Okay, not from data type, because data is the type of the categories, you don't need to push from that. You have to get a new key from this type. Okay, make sure you do the correct blockings, and if you else you will crash or you get some more errors. Okay, now let's create another map. It's better if you create more maps, because you will not misunderstand or you will not be confused. So this is just create a new map for another data type to add. Okay, so now in here we put as map 1. Okay, so no worries of the name. You just need to think about the codings and everything. Okay, for this just we need just one, okay, just 2 blocks of putting the key. The first key, make sure you put the map as map 1, and the first key should be category, and the second one should be the key we are going to add. Okay, key. So let's go get the key variable, put in here. This key variable we are putting here, and the category as the text we have just added. So let's go to the text, and let's last text was text 3. Okay, now let's go and see it's for text tree, edit text tree. Okay, it's edit text tree. Okay, now let's go to the button, add categories. So here we had put a block after creating this map, add this key to the firebase. So the map key, the map variable is this one, and the firebase database is data category. Okay, now the key should be inserted here. Okay, done. So here after that we will toast a message telling that successfully added. Okay, done. Okay, so done. So from that this one the data will category data will be added. So now let's run and start. So make sure this is the admin app, only the admin can do this one. Mostly the categories are added by the admin, so that's why I implement a different project for the admin, so you can easily do what I do. And okay, Java code, okay, Java is compiling, now DX is running. So that means the codings are perfect and it's working perfectly. So now let's try to implement, and let's try if the data is going to the firebase. So I have to remind another thing about the rules, because most important with firebase is the rules, because anyone can thief your data if your rules are every time true. Okay, I will explain the next video. So now it's the APK is built. So now let's open and install it. Okay, now it's installed. Okay, category admin installing. Just wait a few seconds. Okay, now open. Okay, now I can see the platform we have just made. So now let's go to the database and see if there are categories. Like for now it should be not there any categories, because we didn't add anything. So now let's check and see whether what's happened. We didn't add nothing, so there should be nothing, right? Okay, okay, now it's refreshing. Now let's see. Okay, nothing, I think nothing is there, right? Okay, now let's try to push the not key, I mean the category. So the next category should be like horror something. Okay, horror. Okay, at category it says done. So now let's go to the database and see what happens. Okay, done. So the data type is added, right? Okay, done. So as you remember, if you have seen the previous video, we have added just some categories like prank and films and cartoons, I think. Yes, so now let's add that one also. Cartoons and the prank, then after pranks okay, let's put these three for the moment. And okay, now the data is added. You can see cartoon is added and the prank is added and horror also is added. So now let's try to implement that in the user application. So now let's go to the user application. Okay, now let's save this project and go to the user project. So if you don't understand this thing, make sure that you see the previous video so you can understand carefully. So this is the user category. I have made a project for the previous project. So this is okay, it was films. Okay, now let's add a category called films. It's better so you can understand. Films. Okay, done, category added, and let's go to here. Okay, for now we have to delete everything because we don't need this type of data. Let's delete this one, and this one, and this one also. So here we have set as the category type. So first of all, I will explain how to put. First of all, in the first screen I'm going to put the categories. Like when you open the application, first of all you can see the category. So when you click the category, the data will be added, it will go to another screen, and the list view will be refreshed as the category is was. So if it's horror, it will go to another screen, and the horror text will be, or the pictures will be shown. If it's film, the film type will be shown. So now let's go to component and create data firebase data component named as data1. It's better. So the location must be actually category type. Okay, make sure it's category type, because else it will not work. It should be according to the database we have just added recently. Here you can see. Okay, add. Okay, after added, go to on create and put a list map, sorry, a block called get child to, you have to get this one, data to a new child, to a new map called category map. Okay, so you can understand category types. Okay, get to this one. Okay, done. So after that you have to refresh the list view from that list, from that data that you are getting from the firebase. So now let's do that. Go. Okay, this block should be inserted here. List, set list custom view to list map category types, and list view 1, and refresh the list view 1. Okay, after that you have to change on bind custom view. Okay, on bind custom view you have to remove this one. Okay, and the text one is this one. If you have seen the previous video, in the custom layout I have put just two types, right? Just this one and this one. So in this one we don't need the text view 2, because we don't have any text. So the custom view is the same. I'm going to add the list view custom view, the same view, so it's easy to understand. So I'm going to put the text view 2 as gone. So in the result we can't see the view. Okay, now let's put this as gone, and then set text view 2. Okay, so now let's run and see what happens. Okay, so let's run and see what happens. Okay, iPace is running, so now let's wait a few seconds. Java is compiling. Okay, DS is running. Okay, Epic is building, so now let's install it. Category user, it's installing, so let's wait, still install. Okay, open. Okay, now you can see done. So you can see now the categories are added, right? So now let's try to add another category from the user. So now let's close this one and open this one, and now let's add another category called romantic. Okay, add category. So now let's go to the user application, search category, I think user, this one. Okay, category user. Okay, you can see another category is added. So our next step is, when we click this one, go to another screen and refresh the data of horror, and if it's a cartoon, refresh the data of cartoons, and if it's prank, the prank things. Okay, now let's start coding for that. So now open Sketchware, the previous version, and user. So on click of that item, it should go to another screen and get the category type. Okay, for this we need an intent component and a share reference component. So now let's start and create. First of all, let's create a page called data. Okay, so it's easy to you to understand data, and in that let's add a linear, vertical, and as width as match parent, and the list view. Okay, the list view should be height as match parent. Okay, the list and custom view should be CTS as we implemented previously. Okay, done. So here we have to add two components, firebase. One is auth, just for the permissions. Okay, so this is not working in a new version. You have to add the auth even if you are using database, firebase codes. You have to just use this one. So don't worry about that. Just just put nothing happening. Okay, in the database firebase you have to put name as data, and here you have to put as categories. Okay, so what are the data we are going to take from the categories, right? If you have seen the previous video, I'm making this component to add the data. So these are the data that we are going to, like, we are putting every data in one but different categories. Okay, if you have seen the previous video, you will understand. So if you don't understand these things, make sure you watch the previous one and watch this one, so you can understand it clearly. Okay, category, okay, done. Okay, now the is created. So on create, make sure before on create, okay, to understand more, I will go to the main activity and create two components that I previously said. Okay, an intent component, I will name it as intent. Okay, intent, and I will call another share preference as data. So make sure this is a key. Okay, we can't create data, maybe data1. Okay, it's a can't. Okay, 1 1. Okay, data1 1. Make sure the both name and the file name is correct, same, because it's an advantage. Actually, you can't those things, kind of advantages there. If you put the different name, that's fine, but there are some issues. Okay, now let's add, and make sure you have to add the share preference equally to the data activity. Okay, so now let's add a share preference as data 1 1 as data 1 1, sorry, 1 1. Okay, we have just added it. So on main activity, let's go to list view, and what we need is when we click one category, it should go to the data activity and refresh according to the category we have clicked. Okay, so on this, just we need to add an intent and a screen, set screen, and start activity intent. Okay, intent, we have just created. Make sure the same name is intent, and the set action is action view, and the set screen is data activity. So after that, we have to add set data key. Okay, set data key, the type, the share preference is data 1 1, and the key is this one. Okay, the key should be category type. Okay, you can put any other thing that is identified. Okay, so the value is get at position category of list map category types. So in the list map category type, we have, as you remember, we have put a key called category, which are the data we implement. So these are the things when we click is happening. So it's go to data, and if you go, and it will go to the second screen, which is data type. So what happens here? So in that, we have to go to on create. Okay, on create, we have to add get child block, so which is this get child block, get the data of the data, which is data of the category, and a list map. So let's create a list map called as list map. Okay, no worries about that, you can create as fish. Okay, list map, put the database data to this list map, and make sure you have to put a counter and a repetition. Okay, so what is that is, if it checks, because as it is in the same, everything is in the same data type, so you have to add a repetition and if a condition telling that if that is equal to the particular category, then show to the list view. Okay, so that is the process that we are making now. So first of all, let's create a number variable called as count, and let's create as count a number variable called count, and the number variable count value should be 0 at the starting. Okay, it should be 0 at the starting, and add a repetition according to the length of the data. Okay, if there are like 50 data, it should repeat 50 times. So that means is it's repeating 50 times. Okay, according to list map data. Okay, so as I explained, first of all, it's getting from the firebase,
and then it's put into the list map, and it is repeating 50 if it's data 50 times or 100 times, it will repeat according to data number of data they have. It's in the firebase. So, and here we have to put an if condition. Okay, if condition, and in the if condition the condition should be equal. Okay, okay, equal, and the data is as you remember the previous video, we have putting a variable, and the position of 0 should be equal to category. Okay, here I will explain. Okay, okay, wait a second. Okay, category, here the type is category. So maybe you will get confused here. Okay, so here we are getting data from the category type. Okay, I will show the category type. Okay, from the firebase. Okay, let's open a firebase, and I will show in that page we are getting data from the category option, right? You can see we have two categories and category types. We are getting the data from the category, this one, not this one, but from this one, category. Okay, in that we have set a key called category, which is cartoon and everything. So that is the key we are getting here. Okay, make sure you don't misunderstand that we are getting here, not the categories that we have made in the previous page. Okay, okay, now it should be if it's equal to the category we have clicked previously, like if we are getting the key, which is the key is category type. Okay, which is category type, and if it's equal to that category type, create a map. Okay, map. Okay, create a map variable, push key 1, 2, 3. Make sure you have put the key, the three keys that you have made previously. If you have watched the previous video, you will understand we have just created three types of data, which was category, keys, and data, as I remember. So if you don't remember, make sure you go to here. Okay, it was category, key, and text. Okay, okay, now we have put it here. Okay, now let's rename map as we have to put the name map, 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 and the put key is a key. Let's put get key, category, and the third one is text. Make sure you put correct keys, else you get some errors. Get at that position. Sorry. Get at that position's data. Okay, make sure this is every keys are equal. Okay, so this should be renamed as key, and this should be renamed as text. Okay, done. So this is category because it's category, and add that data to a new list map. Okay, okay, let's put as list new list map. Okay, we just created it. Okay, put that data to a new list map. Okay, new list map, the map variables, and increased by 1. Okay, let's put this one increase here. The count should be increased by 1. Copy, and should be added here. Okay, okay, as I explained. Okay, before that, let's start put a block called, we have to put that data to a list map, list view, and refresh data. Okay, should be inside here. The map should be new list map. Make sure we are adding the data to a new list map, and the data to a list view should be refreshed as new list map. Okay, make sure you remember that. Okay, as I explained, now what happened is we are getting the data and we are checking whether it's equal to the category that we have selected, and if it's equal, it should create a map and add to a new list map, and then if it's not equal, it should just increase the position. Like if position 0 is equal to, then add. If it's not, then increase, and the data will be not created. If you put this one here also, the data will be added there also. Okay, so don't worry about that. So now let's refresh. So now let's go back. So this is the on active create, and just we have to put the bind custom view. Okay, on bind custom view you have to put there are two text view, as you remember, and let's go to put two text view. Okay, two text view, one is this one and the other one this one, and on that you have to get the keys. Okay, the first one should be the category, and no, the first one should be the text, and the second one will be the category. So it's easy to you understand. So now let's put two of these, and the position should be this one, at this block, and according to data of the list map. And here the data, first one should be text. Okay, the type, the key should be text, and the second one should be category. Okay, done. Okay, done. So now let's run the project and see what happens. So make sure you understand everything. If you have any issues, let me know in the comment section. I will fix that problem as soon as I can. So now Java is compiling. So DX is running. So now let's just wait a few seconds. Okay, from the output, I will add some data according to categories, and let's see how it works so you can understand. APK printing. Okay, now let's install category user. Open. Okay, so now we'll display the categories. Okay, now let's click films category. Okay, it's going to another activity, and it should refresh to another. Okay, the data is not coming. Okay, maybe there's something error. So now let's go to the project. Let's see what is wrong. Okay, category tab. Let's see if the key is equal. Okay, on click. Yes, the category is equal, so no worry about that. Romantic, films, cartoon. Okay, it's working. The problem was the films category, there's nothing data, so that's why it's not working. So sorry, I misunderstand. Okay, now as you watch the previous video, for the horror movies we have nothing. Okay, for the cartoons we have added some data in the previous video, and in the prank videos we have added some data, and in the romantic we just added the category. So now let's try to add a new category and add some data to that new category. Okay, so now let's go to the admin app. Okay, now let's go to the admin, and let's put a category called what about adventure. Okay, adventure. Okay, we added that category. Okay, in that category adventure we are going to add some data. Okay, I will put as Jumanji. Okay, don't worry about the text. Add, then I put as hi. Okay, another text, and I put another one as test adventure. Okay, added. Okay, now let's go to the admin, and let's start to refresh. So to refresh that, we have to close the application and open it again. Okay, now you can see there is the category called adventure. So now let's click and open. Okay, done. So you can see now there are some text according to adventure category. So you can see there's no category of the pranks, no of the cartoons. You can see it's different according to your click. If according to your selection, it will refresh the data and see according to your category. So hope you understand how to implement categories. So there's a part 1 and part 2. Make sure you watch the both videos so you can understand clearly. And if you have any issues, let me know in the comment section, and hope you like, and please subscribe. Thank you. Let's see in the next video.